Welcome back to Global Lens Macro to Micro. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest forces shaping economics worldwide, namely multinational corporations. These global giants don't just sell products, they shape industries, influence employment, and impact entire local economies. But how exactly do these multinational corporations create change? Are they engines of growth or threats to local businesses? Let's explore their role in globalization and what it means for local economies. So let's start first with the role of these multinational corporations or MNCs in economic integration. The process of connecting local and global markets through trade, investment, and supply chain. MNCs act as the bridge between economies, facilitating the flow of goods, services, and capital. They identify demand in one country and supply from another, creating global trade networks. As an example, China's demand for iron ore reshaped the economies of Australia and Brazil, fueling mining booms that lasted decades. Technology and retail industries also benefit as MNCs integrate small businesses into global supply chain. Example, Samsung and Intel rely on Southeast Asian manufacturers for their components. So overall, MNCs don't just operate in a market, they reshape it. They completely integrate supply chains and they create new opportunities, but also new dependencies. Then if we turn to employment opportunities and workforce dynamics, one of the most immediate ways MNCs impact local economies is indeed through job creation. By setting up factories, service centers, or corporate offices, they generate employment opportunities. They introduce advanced business practices, helping workers to develop new skills. As an example, India and Philippines' IT sectors grew very rapidly due to global tech outsourcing. But of course, there are challenges. First, the obvious one is labor exploitation risk. In weak regulatory environments, wages can be low and conditions poor. There's unfortunately many examples of that. Then wage disparities. Foreign executives often earn much more than local employees. And finally, job instability. MNCs can easily shift operation from one country to another, leaving workers vulnerable. So overall, MNCs shape local labor markets, but not always in ways that benefit workers equally. Let's now cover infrastructure development and investment. MNCs don't just create jobs, they build infrastructure that can transform economies. They invest in roads, ports, energy grids to support the supply chain. As an example, mining giants like Rio Tinto or Shell build roads and power plants to extract resources, benefiting local communities. Tech companies also expand broadband access, fueling digital transformation. But as always, this comes with risk. Some infrastructure projects prioritize corporate needs over local community interest, and over-reliance on MNC investment can leave economies vulnerable if the corporation pulls out. While these investments drive progress, governments must thereby ensure that they align with local priorities. MNCs also bring cutting-edge technology and expertise to new markets. They introduce advanced manufacturing techniques and digital transformation strategy. As an example, Microsoft Africa Development Center fosters local tech talent. They partner with universities to support research and development. With, as always, a downside. Countries can become dependent on foreign technology, stifling local innovation. And if local companies can't compete, they may never develop their own tech industries. To truly benefit, economies need policies that balance foreign investment with domestic innovation. There's also an impact on local businesses and industries. MNCs influence local businesses in two major ways. They create opportunities. Local companies can join global supply chain, can grow, can innovate. Walmart and IKEA, for example, source products from small businesses, integrating them into international markets and their supply chain. They also create competition. Small businesses struggle against MNC's low prices and supply chain advantages. Amazon's dominance in retail is a prime example that has put many retailers out of business. Again, the key, governments must ensure fair competition so local businesses can thrive alongside global giants. Beyond economics, MNCs also shape culture and the environment. In terms of cultural shift, global brands like Nike, McDonald's, and Apple influence fashion, food, and technology preferences. There's also environmental concerns. Many MNCs have been tied to pollution, deforestation, and resource depletion. Think of the oil spills in the Niger Delta and deforestation from palm oil production. Some MNCs do invest in corporate social responsibility programs, but real impact really depends on regulation and enforcement. MNCs contribute to tax revenue, helping fund public services and infrastructure, but also use tax loopholes to minimize contribution. There's a lot of tax avoidance strategies shifting profits to to low-tax countries. The global push for a minimum corporate tax aims to prevent this. And overall, again, governments must ensure that MNCs pay their fair share while remaining attractive investment destination. So to recap, MNCs drive globalization, connect economies, create jobs, and lead investment in infrastructure. They introduce technology innovation, but local businesses must always adapt to survive. MNC's influence extends to culture, labor markets, taxation, and environment. The key to success, balancing the benefit of globalization while protecting local interests. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and subscribe. If you have a topic that you want me to discuss in my next video, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time.